Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wrestling Companions Raw Rundown. This week we have May 19th, Monday Night Raw. Pretty standard episode of Monday Night Raw. It was the go home before Saturday night's main event, and we're on the road to Money in the Bank, so we're starting qualifying. So that's fun. The night started off with Logan Paul coming out, doing his best Tyson Kidd impression, talking about facts. Fact. He said Jey Uso, did this, did that, fact. But he can't handle the pressure, fact. Then Gunther comes out, which I thought was very interesting. Basically telling him that it doesn't matter if it's you or if it's Jey. It does not matter. He really wants it to be Jey, and he basically told Logan if he takes that away from him, he's going to take it as personal disrespect, which is kind of goofy, but it is what it is. I like it. Good energy. We also go to find out that the newest Monday Night Raw signee is now Roxanne Perez, along with Julia signing to SmackDown, which is pretty cool. Those girls at NXT, man, they're cooking. After that, we had a tag team match between AJ Styles and Penta versus the Judgment Day's Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Great match. Finn Balor and AJ Styles can do no wrong to me. Them two together in the ring is always money. Finn Balor doing literally anything. He could just be holding a sign. That's money to me. But that's just me. Great match. Pretty standard Judgment Day match of them constantly using the numbers game. Some shenanigans near the end with El Grande Americano getting involved, and the Judgment Day picks up the win. So, yeah. Then we had a little backstage with Io Sky talking about just, the Money in the Bank coming up and her thoughts on it. And we had a little interaction with her and Becky Lynch, which I loved. I know we'll talk about it here in a second, but the Lyra Becky stuff isn't over yet. But, dude, Io versus Becky Lynch, love. Sign me up. Book it. Money. But we get the women's qualifying match on Monday Night Raw between Becky Lynch, Roxanne Perez, and Natalya. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it that Natalya was the MVP of this match? Natalya cooked in this match. Don't get me wrong, so did the other women. But who is this? Natalya, who are you? Where did this come from? But basically, match happens, and there's a point in the match where Roxanne Perez is down. Natalya gets hit with a manhandle slam, and then right when Becky's about to go for the pin, Lyra pulls her out and starts beating up on her. And basically, Roxanne steals the win. She hits her pop rocks and gets the dub. Roxanne Perez is the first, actually not the first, but second woman to qualify for Money in the Bank. We now have Alexa Bliss and Roxanne Perez in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Great choices. Love the field so far. On the men's side, I know I'm not talking about that because I'm talking about Monday Night Raw, but Solo Sikoa is the first and only man to be in that men's field so far. So, yeah, we'll see how that shapes up. Dude, quit it. After that, we have a banger of a match between Sheamus, and Grayson Waller. Austin Theory basically was getting his comeuppance back on Grayson Waller for booking him in a match with an opponent he didn't know who it was, and it was Sheamus. So that's basically what this was. Fun match. A lot of fun. And if you see any other Sheamus match, it was probably pretty similar. Just hard-hitting, fun match. Grayson Waller was working his ass off, taking crazy chops and crazy bumps. But a solid, hard-hitting match, and I liked it. Kairi Sane is back. Oh, yeah. Wish Asuka was along with her, but she's not. But Kairi Sane is back. She's back from injury. She's in the qualifying match between herself, Kairi Sane, Zoe Stark, and Rhea Ripley for Money in the Bank. For the women's Money in the Bank ladder match to see who makes it on a Money in the Bank. Very, very, very unfortunate incident happens. Zoe Stark goes for this kick, like this drop kick like maneuver on Kairi Sane, and somehow her knee buckles under her, and she's out. She is out the rest of the match. Who knows how long she's going to be out. Thoughts and prayers are to her. Hopefully she gets a speedy recovery. She is very talented, and I'd hate for her to just sit on the shelf. But Kairi Sane and Rhea Ripley just started to put on a singles match, man. And it was awesome. I enjoyed it. Obviously, in a one-on-one scenario, just sheer size difference, they kind of played that. You know, you couldn't have Kairi out here overpowering Rhea Ripley or anything. But I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun way of like, oh, Rhea Ripley's trying to get her hands on her. She can't seem to get her hands on her. Oh, she got her hands on her. Riptide. GG's. Rhea Ripley's moving on to Money in the Bank. Don't know if I'm the biggest fan of somebody as big a name as Rhea Ripley in the Money in the Bank ladder match. But I digress. We did it with Drew McIntyre last year. I didn't agree with it, Drew McIntyre last year. But it is what it is. Rhea Ripley is in Money in the Bank ladder match. Yeah. After that, we find out that Tozawa of the Alpha Academy has a death wish because he talks to Adam Pearce and books himself a match with Rusev. And then we find out in a promo that Rusev is going to kill this man. Rusev is offended that Tozawa has called him out. Rusev finds it admirable that Tozawa, is loyal to his friend and, is standing up for his friend. But he knows it's all for naught. He thinks it's all for the fans and all for the cheers. And he's going to beat you down because of that. He's going to hurt you. He's going to hurt you real bad. And I'm here for it, man. Sorry, Tozawa. You're going to die. I don't know where they're going with Rusev, man. But I'm just here for it. Then we go to one of the most interesting parts of the night. We go to the Judgment Day Clubhouse. They're all back there chilling. Dominic is talking, saying basically he just misses Liv, blah, blah, blah. Then next thing you know, Finn walks in. And who does he have with him? None other than Roxanne Perez. Well, Finn says that Roxanne Perez is there to help Liv and Raquel if they ever needed it. He was like, Dom, you got me, you got JD, you got Carlito watching your back. But who has Liv and Raquel's back? Roxanne Perez. And she brought presents. She brought chicken nuggies for Dom. Not chicken tendies. Nuggies. For Dom. There's a difference. And she even has a gift bag for Carlito full of apples, which is cool. Raquel Rodriguez is having none of it, basically. And then you can see that Dom was the one over here going, oh, we should new member. But as soon as Finn says something, oh, we should run this by Liv. And then Finn's basically like, listen, she's not a full-blown member, but if you ever find yourself needing help, she's here to help, basically. So that's very interesting, very excited to see where that goes. And I love that for Roxanne. Roxanne just officially now on the Raw roster, like officially, maybe part of Judgment Day. We'll see. So sky's the limit for her. And yeah, during pretty much the whole show, because at the very beginning, Logan Paul has his whole thing with Gunther. Gunther leaves. Well, he's talking crap to Gunther, like, oh, why you running, and blah, blah, blah. Turns around, gets super kicked in the face by Jey Uso, because he's been dropping Jey Uso, the last couple weeks. And so Jey Uso was getting his comeuppance, and then Jey Uso has a match tonight with Braun Breaker, the dog. And he's basically, there's a backstage with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's basically saying, hey, listen, Braun Breaker doesn't want your title. Braun Breaker isn't looking to take your title. Braun Breaker's not even really looking to win. Braun Breaker's here to slow down your momentum. Braun Breaker is here to hurt you, basically. And you see him just kind of dealing with that and going through. I mean, there's a moment where he's talking to Sammy, and Sammy gets him pumped up. So we have the match. Typical Jey Uso entrance through the crowd. Everybody's yeeting. Everybody's going crazy. Great time. Braun Breaker comes out with Paul Heyman. These two, man, I enjoy Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso. We've done this, 3 times, 4 times maybe, and I can't really think of a match between the two that I'm like, that was a boring match, or that match just was garbage. Every match is pretty good, pretty decent. I can't complain. Good time each and every time, because Jey Uso's trying. Jey Uso's the world champion, and Braun Breaker is the dog who is a phenomenal worker, just phenomenal. He is the future. And so we have that match. That match goes exactly like I thought it would. Basically, there comes a point where Jey Uso looks like he's starting to get the better of Braun Breaker. Jey Uso ends up on the outside, and Seth Rollins comes up out of nowhere, hits him. Disqualification. Jey Uso wins by disqualification. They start beating him, and Braun Breaker start beating down Jey Uso. Sammy comes in. They get the better of Sammy. Then Punk comes in. They run Seth and Braun Breaker off. Well, while Seth and Braun Breaker being ran off by Sammy and Punk, Jey Uso is alone in the ring. And out of nowhere, wham! Logan Paul, for the umpteenth time, leaves Jey Uso unconscious, and that's how we end our show. I feel like we're getting very repetitive in some of the things we do, and some of the things we need to do need to be repetitive. So you need to do the same things over and over and over again for that point or for that storyline. But some of these, I feel like we're doing the same thing over and over and over again because we ain't got nothing else to do. When there's obvious things to do, but we're just ignoring that. Those are my frustrations. That's my concern. I think it was an overall pretty decent episode. Nothing too crazy. You could probably just watch the highlights if you really wanted to. Sorry to say it wasn't a award-winning episode of Monday Night Raw or anything. Yeah. So, yeah, I got no more opinions on it. I will see you guys in a couple of days on the podcast. Make sure you tune in to the Patreon at The Wrestling Companion. Our Patreon, I'm starting our Elimination Chamber reviews here very, very soon. So make sure you check that out. And so many more things. Match Club watch-alongs. So many more. So please check that out. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. We're on all of it at The Wrestling Companion. Please check us out. Thank you. I'm out. Deuces.